Nah, think about it. You could ruin your life so quickly if you really wanted to. Give me 10 minutes max, and I could lose everything. Guy donating his body. Promise that you won't make me look silly. Scientists. Yeah, sure thing. Balance these 6 nails without letting them touch the wood. Physics major versus engineering major. Gmail is reportedly working on emoji reactions for emails. Imagine you send in your resume and get a laughing emoji thumbs down back. I ate a Skittle and my pee came out all red. It wasn't even a red Skittle. How did that happen? I'm starting to think the Skittles are unrelated. I found this cookie that kinda looks like a face and I was like, let me try a face swap. And I'm screaming, where did the teeth come from? How the hell did he get 3rd place for this costume? Last night, my friend had her bachelorette party and this morning I got this notification. Event, Steve and Pam's wedding was cancelled. My girlfriend is mad at me because I am vacuum sealing her stuffed animals. I just blew up a public bathroom and a little old lady walked in after I left. Godspeed grandma. I bet she started taking poison damage. Should we add the baby outfit into the game? I would rather die than be in your game. Lol. My boyfriend has been working in Truckee Tahoe area this morning and he sent me this. I got in an elevator and this dog was just alone in it. The dog looking at you and wondering the same thing. Pet owners of Reddit, what's the worst thing your pet has done? My dog herded 5 sheep into the ocean. They just disappeared into the sea. Grandpa wasn't happy. Ah yes, a room that is all bed and no floor. This thing from Home Alone was worse than any horror movie. Y'all need to stop making up memes with my pictures. I never said any of those stuff. I'm a good cat. Yes you did. Oh, you again. I have felt uncomfortable before, but we were just passed by a slow-moving hearse and funeral cars. My son is dressed as the Grim Reaper. He fucking waved. A 50-year-old man arrested for faking heart attack in 20 restaurants to avoid paying bill. He has the opportunity to do the funniest thing possible at his sentencing. The receptionist at the dentist's office will look you dead in the eye and ask if you're available 4 months and 13 days from now. This episode made me want to personally fold Squidward. How time flies. You aged really well. Pokemon trainers don't age. Light mode haters, do you read books that look like this? That's what I thought. Bro really said this, then showed us the sickest looking book ever. I saw this on Facebook and it feels really important. I can't describe how terrifying it is to see this sign. After you've spent 18 exhausting hours driving through America to get to the Canadian border. What a cruel trick. Girlfriend is always telling me my shirts are the same color. I had to prove her wrong. In the Hall of Ween store, I heard my mom say, "Red suspicious spaceman," and I lost my entire mind. Thumbnails like this always send me, because why are you serving with the serial killer and his torture chamber in the background? Lord has been exposed for running an onion ring Instagram account. The burglar who broke in. I just passed a mum with her little girl, no older than 7, who was crying over a skinned knee. Mum, I don't think we need to cry over this anymore. Little girl, still crying. This is no way a we situation. I once saw a mum say to her kid, "Stop it, people are staring," and the kid replied, "Well, they shouldn't. You told me it's rude to stare." A lady just asked me, am I proud to be celebrating the devil's holiday? Ma'am, I am a banana. This account may enter a period of inactivity as I'm being indicted for security fraud at 4 p.m. tomorrow. Stay tuned for further updates. This is so mental in every aspect. It really isn't. I'm facing 25 years. Decision paralysis is so funny. I'm like, do I want pizza for lunch or a burrito? And my brain is like, actually I would rather starve to death. My boyfriend, trying to be supportive. My shawarma fell apart. Oh no. Are you solution oriented about it? Or in the feelings stage? Sleeping around in your 20s has consequences later on in life. Don't let society fool you. I want to know how women got triggered by this tweet when this wasn't gender specific. I am confusion. In Iraq, in the book market, books remain in the street at night because Iraqis say the reader does not steal and the thief does not read. And it has nothing to do with the fact that they chop thieves' hands off. The fact this was an actual advert for The Incredibles back in the day. The internet has changed so much. Here is my favorite Wikipedia sentence of all time on the page for standing. Falling. Every time someone lies to you, $100 gets deposited to your bank account. What is the fastest way for you to get rich? Just go around saying, "Hi, how are you?" "Good." $100. I felt this in my soul. China officially approves that unnamed unmanned flying taxis for commercial use after nearly 4,000 test flights since 2017, carrying 2 passengers up to speeds of 130 kilometers. What if I were to throw a rocket at? Have they tested that? A 5-year-old in Vista teacher sold hot cocoa and cookies to pay the lunch debt of 123 students. What is more heartwarming than a story about child labor helping 5-year-olds pay off debt? How do people who hate small talk plan on being in sustained, meaningful relationships? What are you going to do? Hi honey, I'm home. Do you think free will truly exists? An oven has a window. A microwave too. You can see all the way through a blender. But the dishwasher, oh no, you could never see in there. They refuse to let us see what's going on in there. This is why I want nothing to do with crypto. I feel scammed. I got a corn dog and the dog part only accounted for 1/3 of the height. I have similar experiences last week, but contact this person for quick recovery. He helped me recover my lost coin. What the hell are you talking about? I'm talking about a fucking corn dog, as in the edible food. Being alive is great because there's so many different vegetables you can salute, but there are also the horrors. Salute them too. My dad told me Santa wasn't real when I was 10. Well, joke's on him now, because I'm at the mall and guess who's here? I would mess up a vampire with a brick. But vampires can be killed with only a blah 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 blah. Don't care. Going to beat it to death with a brick. I hate demons and I hate Satan. I hate all of his minions. They get the brick. I really liked this guy's post, so I made it into a patch. Once again, thinking about the giant western red cedar trees that washed up on a beach in Washington. What was the first major news story you remember as a child? I think it was Trump being elected as president. Are you a literal toddler or what? I think about him 31/7 because he's on my mind even when I'm sleeping. There is still 24 hours in a day when you're sleeping. Wait, what? Dreamed I was on a Wheel of Fortune and this person wouldn't speak to me. He spoke to the other contestants. What a coincidence. I was just about to block you. I'm in a Facebook group called This Cat is Grumpy and it's recently been taken over by a rescue kitten called Tater Tot and I am living for it. I am a Tater Tot stan. Oh my, so I just figured out the word hurt. It's past, present, and future. You will be hurt. You are hurt. You were hurt. Because if something truly hurt, it really never stops. You poetic little shit. It's because it's an adjective. You will be stupid. You are stupid. You were stupid. Me, remembering when my bro said, confidence isn't thinking you're better than anyone else. It is realizing that you have no reason to compare yourself to anyone else. Finding out a man has 200 plus hours on a video game elicits the same reaction in women that finding out a girl has 200 bodies does for men. Girl math is comparing 200 hours of video games to 200 bodies. Hey buddy, you wanna open a harmonica? I opened my coat and got hit by a gust of wind, making the worst sound in the world. The boys and I were just about to play our favorite multiplayer online game, God is Among Us. Okay, so my mum can hear me say whatever under my breath, but can't hear me scream, yeah, after calling my name 10 times from the kitchen. Thug, you got the stuff? Me, opens briefcase, revealing 7 ducklings. The deal was 8. I'm just the delivery guy. My hat quacks softly. The purest tweet. Me, during the 10 seconds it takes me to restart my phone. Remember when Pokemon changed its Pokedex to be sprite-based for April Fools, but it actually looked better? I found my old Pokemon book. I don't know who I relate to the most. I just heard a mum yelling, Theodore, so I hit her with an Alvin. No one in that Audi parking lot laughed. I hated her. Wonder, I wish I had Spider-Man powers. No, Timmy, that's dangerous. You could put at risks all of humanity. Cosmo, I wish to change the mass of a proton. Lol, great idea, Timmy. Let's see what happens. I love that Nick Cage's natural state of dress is rockabilly biker apocalypse, and it doesn't even seem performative or out of place. Just an obvious way Nick Cage would attend functions. Guys, I tried to label all the states in America a Scottish person. Literally no one cares about each state is. Maybe you should learn where actual countries are instead of calling people dumb for not knowing where your irrelevant little states are. Scotland, that's a part of England, right? Imagine you die and go to heaven and God's like, I have a crush on someone and you know them very well, and then leans in for a Why? These are the 4 greatest anti-heroes in all of fiction. I'm less shocked by someone thinking Homelander is an anti-hero, but instead of somebody thinking the psychopath that is Chris is one. If you're bored, you can simply close your eyes and rotate a cow in your mind. It's free and the cops can't stop you. Oh wow, you're right. Who told you about the mind cow? Yeah, the mind cow. We've all seen it. They call it SpongeBob. No way. Where did you learn this stuff? Do I go in there? What flavor lip gloss is that? Pepsi, Fanta, Cola, Coca, Spurt. The tech who did my breast ultrasound put gel on the wand and said, here comes the warm jelly, and started whooshing it towards my bob like an aeroplane. Then she stopped dead, mid-whoosh, and said, I'm sorry, I have toddlers. I am fucking exhausted. I met this girl at the bar last night. Could not remember her name, but I remembered she loved Taco Bell. Welcome to Taco Bell. How can I help you? I'll take a Crunch Wrap Supreme. Extra sauce, please. Copy. Is that all for you? Yes. Perfect. Name for the order? If you forgot my name, you can just say so. I won't be offended. A vampire tweeting, yearning for her, and it's a picture of garlic bread. Newly converted werewolf going, feel like pure shit. Just want her back. And it's a picture of this. My friend just said that tonight her boyfriend quietly got up from the couch, went into the kitchen, measured out all the ingredients to make pancakes, made one single pancake, sat back down on the couch, ate it quietly, and did not even ask if she wanted one, putting on my active listener face when I'm actually knee-deep in the disassociation pool, the movie pit sofa, everybody talking about the amount of things they will do in here. I'm thinking about how wild it will be napping when you're like, this show is very good. In fact, it is too good. I want something I can watch with 30% of brain, and this is a minimum 60% brain show. Imagine you're living inside a tiny mushroom house with a tiny chimney, deep in the woods. No one knows you exist. You make soup in a tiny pot. You are free. Yesterday, I learned that Minnesotans cool doing donuts in a car, whipping shitties, and I again must insist we shut down that state until we can figure out what's going on. Some girls really out here, dating boys with no job, not in school, having to pay his rent and food, and then call that a relationship. Girl, you're his mum. Some dudes be dating girls with no jobs, not in school, having to pay her rent and food, then call that a relationship. Boy, you're her dad. Doesn't work that way, lol. Try again. Boys are always like, I don't care if you're sick, give me a kiss. And then they get sick and start acting like the earth is caving in. Yeah, I said give me a kiss, not the bubonic plague. American high schools have 6 to 8 periods. Do the American children really I've been to Switzerland. They don't sound like this. You can walk into any shopping mall in the United States and buy a fully detailed 3D model of a building that is absolutely totally illegal to construct in your town. As a kid, my brother fell into some dimension called Nutrition Land, where all these fruit and vegetables sung him songs about nutrition. To this day, he's always like, man, you're acting like you forgot all the lessons we learned in Nutrition Land. I have to remind him, I did not go there. If they sold these in theaters instead of popcorn, I would be happy. Overtaken by uncontrollable laughter, imagining the aisles littered with chicken bones, showing my displeasure with the film by flinging a drumstick at the screen, leaving a noticeable splatter of teriyaki sauce and blue cheese for the remainder of the film. In George Orwell's 1984, the protagonist hates Big Brother until he's captured, then they dump rats on his head. The experience makes him a model citizen, completely altering his personality and behavior. Thus, 1983 is literature's first Ratatouille. In this essay, I will. If you can't handle me at my worst, just remember that I handle me at my worst, and that makes me stronger than you. Oh my, this makes me feel powerful. I hadn't even thought of it like this. Demon stands amid your destroyed workspace. Booming. How? How were you able to summon me? You, frantically clicking undo, screaming and crying. I don't know, I was just trying to format an outline in Word. You were supposed to be bullet points. Some of the nice things about fall are going to bed when it's dark, waking up when it's dark, and going to work when it's still dark, and getting off when it's dark, eating dinner in the dark. Embrace the dark, become the dark. A subway rat made eye contact with me and said, join us. When the train comes, we slide under the tracks and feel it rumble over us like a warm thunderstorm. We live forever, and we love to live. I said, no thank you, I am too large. He turned away from me. I cried. I told my mum about something very serious and told her not to tell dad. She told my dad and then told him not to tell me. And my dad called me and told me he knows and told me not to tell mum. So basically all 3 of us know but can't tell each other. Inventor of the air conditioner. It's super heavy. Me. Put in once. That's it. No, you take it out every season. So there's handles? No. Oh, the back is covered in 1,000 exposed razor blades. I think we messed up by punishing men for mansplaining to us. It's like their love language and actually really sweet. By the way, men mansplain stuff to each other all the time. Yeah, I've definitely noticed this. What if Australia actually exists? Damn, I meant America. Atlanta. I meant Atlanta. Don't you mean Atlantis? Yes, thank you. Atlantis. What's the strangest punishment your parents ever gave you? My parents said I was playing too much Skyrim when it came out, so they took the router with them to work every day. Good thing, you don't need internet to play an offline, single-player game. The Simpsons own this home on a single salary from a husband who didn't go to college. This was considered normal in the 90s when the show began. The skull of Harry Eastlag, a man that suffered from fibrodysplasia ossificans progressive, a genetic disorder that resulted in any injury being repaired by turning into bone. Nuclear power helps bring down electricity prices by 75% in Finland. Tell me again how nuclear energy is too expensive the moment you realize everyone more experienced than you has quit. And now, you are the most senior staff member who has to answer all the questions. Apparently one of Cities Skylines 2 many performance issues is that it uses highly poly models for each of the thousands of people walking around your city, including their individual teeth. This ain't really a spoiler, but like, bro needs to rebrand. He'd be dying in every universe, and he's almost able to come back if the government resurrects him. Inside Out 2 will reportedly feature anxiety, embarrassment, ennui and envy as the new emotions in Riley's head. Bill Hader, fear, and Mindy Kaling, disgust, will reportedly not return due to contractual issues. Oh, we're going to get another realistic depiction of a panic attack in animation moment that animation Twitter will not stop talking about. He thought desire came without inherent suffering. He mad. Here it is. Life isn't about happiness. It's about reducing your suffering. That's it. You can't chase happiness, but you can reduce everything that makes you, sad. And increase the ones that make you happy. Nah, this is too good. That is so funny. Jiu-jitsu doesn't work on me. I was at a party, and this blue belt kept talking about jiu-jitsu and how great it was. I told him that stuff wouldn't work on me. It's my mentality. He asked me to try it out, and I agreed. He wanted to start from the knees. I told him, fuck that, start standing. We begin, then I immediately pull guard, inverted, pull his leg into an inverted Ushiro, Ashigarami, and knee barred him for the tab. I told him, see, it's my mentality, bro. I didn't also mention that I'm a brown belt.